When it comes to Google Ads for ecom, there's really a few things that'll make or break your ads. And the biggest thing is making sure not to ignore and just think that the algorithm is going to figure it out for you. Because a lot of times they'll just completely fuck it up and it'll burn your money right down the garbage. Two of the things I want to talk about in this video is going to be for bidding strategies, what to use and when to use them. The two best bidding strategies when it comes to ecom, just a reminder, we run about $1 million per month in ecom with Google Ads. These are the two that we use to make our clients the most money. It's going to be target ROAS, target return on ad spend, and then maximize conversion value. Now, the biggest thing for this topic is really catering the campaigns towards what's going to make your client or your store the most money. And you always want to optimize towards conversion value because that's what you want as an end goal, right? You don't want low ticket conversions. You don't want small AOV. You want to make sure that you're getting high AOV, high purchases for the traffic that's coming. And the more data you feed back to the campaigns for that type of traffic, the more you'll be able to optimize and then go after similar people with that type of data. So when it comes to maximize conversion value, this is a little bit of a broader strategy. The reason why you'd want to use this is if you have an absolutely killer product and you're able to scale and you have a lot of market awareness, you can scale and take market share. This is going to let you do that, but it will not be as mindful of actual ROI for your campaigns. Reason being is because you're telling Google you want as much conversion value as you can squeeze out of this targeting. You just go for it and bring it back to the store. So it's not as concerned with actually the ROI or the profitability of your campaigns. It's more so focused on market share and being able to scale the actual campaign into as much traffic as possible that's likely to convert for your product. Now that leads to the next one, which is going to be TROAS, target return on ad spend. This is going to give a little bit of a tighter net when it comes to the campaigns. The reason you want to use this as opposed to maximize conversion value is when you want to focus on actual profitability or sustaining ROI without worrying about market share. If you have campaigns dialed, like we talked about when it comes to scaling Google Ads campaigns or stores, you're going to scale horizontally. So there's going to be some level of cap or plateau for each campaign you're running. And at that point, once you hit that plateau, you want to tone down the market share approach and more so focus on the profitability. That way you can neutralize and make sure that campaign's profitable and then move to the next campaign as you scale horizontally. But in this case with TROAS, what it's going to do is it's going to put a little bit of a stricter limit on the campaigns. You're basically telling Google you still want to go after conversion value, but only if it's going to convert at a certain rate to yield you the ROI that you're putting in the setting. So that might be, let's say 300%. And generally a lot of the stores we work with, they want to scale as long as they're hitting a minimum of 3x ROI. So if you put 300% as a target ROAS, you're telling Google you want to go after traffic as long as based off of the patterns of that user, they're likely to convert and bring you that type of ROI for your campaign. So that's going to also squeeze the type of audience you can go after. If you have, let's say 10,000 people in an audience, there's not going to be 10,000 people that are likely to convert at a 300% ROI. There might be 30%. So now all of a sudden, when it comes to the campaign, you're going to be going after this much market instead of this much market. As you can tell, there's pros and cons to both. You will, like I said, use both in different use cases. We use both all the time, depending on the campaign type. Most of the time, we start out campaigns with maximize conversion value. And then as we start to get to the level of plateau, then we'll focus on target ROAS and then settle it down a little bit of scale to make sure it's profitable and move on to the next campaign types. There is one honorable mention when it comes to bidding strategies. That's going to come into play with shopping campaigns. Shopping campaigns is a much more valuable campaign type nowadays than it was, let's say 6 months ago. Now that Google separated it from PMAX as far as target placements. A lot of the times when we're scaling out a client, we're trying to get to that first, let's say 100, 200K in revenue per month for the store. We're actually going to run shopping next to the PMAX. We'll talk about why we do that in other videos. But with shopping, it's a little bit more of a traditional campaign type where you have to feed it the actual data for it to go off of before you can set a automated bidding strategy. You can't do that until you actually feel the campaign itself, the data that it needs to go off of that. So generally what you're going to do is you're going to start with a manual bidding model on the shopping campaign. And then once you get to about 30, 40, 50 conversions, depending on how high ticket your product is. Sometimes you'll need less if you have a higher ticket product. That way it's going off of the right data because it does not operate off the algorithm data like PMAX and some of the search campaigns do. So in almost all cases, you're going to start out as maximize conversion value, then move to target ROAS. If you're doing shopping, we just talked about that separately, but highly encourage once you take up maximize market share for the campaign type, move it over to focus on ROI and then scale through more campaigns through horizontal scaling. If you want more tips like this on how to scale your store with Google Ads to your first 100K per month in profit, make sure to like and subscribe. We're going to constantly drop tips like we did in this video that'll help get you there.